Hi guys, and welcome to the Ace Tanker for the T28E F30, the Tier 4 Russian Premium Medium Tank that was made available on the first day of the Advent calendar here on the EU. Not sure about other servers. This tank, I've already reviewed it. It was on the channel about a week and a half ago. I reviewed it on the day it was released, and there was some Ace gameplay in that particular review, but this is the first Ace Tanker, and as I say, I always bring you the first Ace Tanker, no matter how good or how bad. This was my third or fourth, maybe even my fifth game in the tank after buying it and starting to play games for this review, and we're just gonna go. But yeah, as I say, I've reviewed the tank, and I think it's okay. I think it's actually quite good for its tier. It's a Tier 4 medium tank. It doesn't get special matchmaking, but it's not exactly a quick tank. It's quite slow, and I mentioned that quite a lot in the review, but what I didn't mention in the review is, you know, even though it's quite slow, it's actually reasonably quick for its tier. There are a lot of slow tanks at Tier 4. It will see Tier 6s, and basically it's a medium tank with okay armor if it's top tier, and a gun that's basically a heavy tank gun. It is... Whoops. Alt crashed the desktop there for a moment, but yeah, the gun is 120 penetration with 160 damage. So yeah, I think the gun is very, very competitive even against Tier 5s, even against Tier 6s. And if that isn't enough for you, the premium ammo, 161 millimeters of penetration, 160 damage. So it can pretty much deal with anything you can face in this tank, but on the other hand, as I say, the armor is good top tier, not quite so good if you're not top tier. But yeah, I've reviewed the tank. I don't really want to do another mini review. This is just where I'm testing the tank, so the gameplay is not great. In fact, it's not even a good game. It's probably a very, very average game of the tank. And probably it was an ace because not many people were playing it. But we're going down the 9-0 lines, as I always do on steps, and Covenanter in the distance. Now, as I say, I'm getting used to the tank. You can see that the aim circle is quite big, the bloom is quite large, but we do pick up a shot on the move, or a kill on the move, and then I get hit by an Su-76M, so I know there's an Su-76M down on the 9-0 lines. You can see we're bouncing a couple of shots, and we put a nice shot into the T28E F30, so we're trying to do some side scraping here. I do have some support with an A20 and a PC-1C, and there we go. It's a heavy tank gun, so if you don't aim in fully, the accuracy could be a little bit lacking. Miss an easy shot on an enemy T28 there, and that shot goes into the ground. Not much to aim at, but as I said, just testing out the gun, testing out the tank with the aim to do a review, and the alpha damage, incredibly good for its tier. So it's a medium tank that's relatively maneuverable. Slow, but not painfully slow, and got a big nasty gun, assuming you can hit and do damage. So we're on 2 kills. We've only done 360 damage, though. I decide to wait, move across, nothing to shoot at the Martyr or the Valentine 2. And this is where I start running into gun depression issues, because I have to expose quite a lot of my tank, and the tank gun goes up in the air. Find the Su-76, and this A20 blocks me, and I end up taking another hit as a result. But 76M is probably the most dangerous tank down here, and there's that alpha damage. So 50 hit points taken from the Covenanter, but taking out the 76. A20 keeps grinding against me, putting him off the aim, and as a result I readjust, and as a result I'm also going to have gun depression issues again. Not much to aim at, but we managed to sneak a shot in, so yeah, I think this tank is very, very solid. I think it's a very good moneymaker, simply because of the fact you can actually do damage in this. That's probably the biggest selling point for me. A lot of premium tanks are usually undergunned, and maybe struggle against higher tier tanks. This T28E is not one of them. The F30 gun is capable of doing damage even against higher tier tanks, and as a result, because you can do damage, you can make money, and it's a very, very good credit earner for a Tier 4. So I gave it a positive review, I believe. Worth getting your hands on if you're into lower tier tanks or looking for a lower tier moneymaker, because I think this is probably one of the better ones. But as you can see, struggling with gun depression here. And a nice shot into the Valentine. So yeah, nice alpha damage. It's a heavy tank gun on a Tier 4 medium. So what more can you want? You're going to have bad gun handling, but lovely alpha damage, lovely penetration. Oh, and that was bad. I probably should have switched targets to the Valentine. As a result, take another hit from the M2 medium. And I can't get my gun down. Bounce the Valentine. As I say, the armor, it's okay. It's okay for... Actually, it's quite good for a medium tank, especially when it's top tier. Now, we have been penned quite a few times, but that's to be expected. Side scraping and the M2 medium, well played, puts a shot into my turret. But we're up to 923 damage, haven't landed too many shots, 3 kills. And this is where I play like a moron. Again, getting used to the tank, testing out its armor, testing out its gun. I'm going to be using the wreck here for cover, move up on the Matilda, and look at the aim time. Aim time is quite long, but 180 damage in exchange for 43. The reload is very, very good at about 6 seconds, but bounce on the Matilda. Matilda hits the wreck. Now I'm down to 66 health, and this Matilda can technically possibly kill me. He hits me again, I'm down to 18 health, and yet I hang around for another shot. So this is really bad play by me. Didn't actually realize I was so low on health. But our team finish up on the 9-0 lines. Just 2 tanks left on the enemy team. But yeah, this is another tank that can basically eat Matildas for breakfast. I mean, we did bounce one shot, but we were quite unlucky. Hit him at a bad angle as he was reversing. Using the terrain to get better gun depression here. And yeah, that aim time. The aim time is going to cause you to miss snapshots. Fully aim, and then you're okay. But I think the aim time is about 3.6 seconds. 1 tank left on the enemy team. He's been spotted in the north. And while the tank is not a quick tank, you can see we're doing 30 kilometers an hour here, or 28 kilometers an hour, so it will get you around the battlefield. And as I say, maybe in a tier 5 game it could be considered slow, but or tier 6 game it might be considered slow, but in a tier 4 game, yeah, the maneuverability is okay. I missed that shot. Again, trying to get used to the tank. Look at this aim time. Pre-aim. Kill shot, and of course we track for no damage, but at least we track him, get some assistance damage out of the end of the game. It's not an amazing game, and probably a very easy ace due to the fact I played this game a few hours after the tank was released on the EU server, but it was the first ace, and as I say, you get the first ace in every single tank, warts and all. So we picked up high caliber, picked up Confederate, we were top tier, so the tank was at its strengths, and I probably could have had a better game, but still can't complain. 995 XP for the first ace, and I reckon it's going to be a lot harder to get an ace in this tank these days. I think maybe a lot more people are playing it, and the ace requirements are going to be a lot higher, but 1257 damage done, 3 kills. In a tier 4, it's not bad. 19 shots fired, only managed to hit 12. So as I say, getting used to the tank, getting used to the gun, taking snapshots, shots before being fully aimed. The accuracy is heavy tank standards, not great. Penetration is good, although we did manage to bounce 3 shots somehow in there. Received 10 hits, and we only bounced 3, which is a little bit disappointing because the armor is actually okay when it's top tier. But I suppose a lot of the tanks that were shooting at me were high penetration, low alpha. Spotted 4, damaged 9, destroyed 3, did 405 assistance damage, finished up on 40, almost 42,000 credits with a premium account. And you can just see how good a moneymaker this tank can be, because we only managed to pen 9 shots. Did that amount of damage, which could have been higher from those 9 shots. Earned 41,000 credits. The ammo costs only came to 2,000 credits, and we fired 19 shots. The repair costs, my tank was almost destroyed, and the repair costs are also very, very cheap. So I think it's probably the best tier 4 premium tank moneymaker. Really, you make a heck of a lot of money in this tank, as much as you do in a lot of tier 5 or tier 6 premium tanks, and it's mainly down to the fact you don't have to fire very much premium in it at all, and the ammo and repair costs are very, very cheap. Special shout out to the Electo, who picked up a nice Top Gun as well, Steel Joe. But yeah, there we go. First ace tanker in the tank. Nothing special, probably, as I say, because it was played a few hours after the tank was made available, and not that many people were playing it. Going to be a lot tougher to get an ace these days, but yeah, there you go. First game, warts and all. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.